To spend an hour with our resident coin expert. We mentioned a gold coin might be coming up next, and here it is. The future is now, Mike. Tell us about this one.
Well, as you can see, on sale, $29.99.95, which is kind of crazy, I have to be honest.
Yeah, that's $500 off a regular price.
But it's more important than that. For those of you that have been watching me years and years and years and years and years here, I think it was last year, maybe 14 or 16 months ago. We sold this coin, this SP. This SP means it's a burnished American silver eagle, which is a special finish. It has a West Point mint mark here. It's a 1 ounce solid gold United States government coin. There's only 23 of these. We did the 2017 W, and I originally sold that, and I think it was $34.99.95. Okay, $34.99.95. And the first day of issue on that was probably 225 coins. I have a 2018. We're going to show you that here in a minute. Look at this, with addition of 198 coins that you have right here, and we're going to show you that here in a second and give you an opportunity.
There's only 24 of these.
There's only 24 of these.
In the entire collection.
Actually, 23. There's 23 of these coins. Now, here's the key to this. I got 14 left already, just like that. Now, I have to explain something to you. When the 2017, when I originally sold it, I think it was $34.99.95. Then we got information. Because these are made to order, as it turned out, the 2017 W $50 United States gold coin ended up being the rarest gold coin made by the United States government basically in almost 100 years. Rarer than any other gold eagle, regardless of denomination, regardless of whether it was mint state, whether it was proof, whether it was whatever it was, $5, $10, $25, $50, and that coin exploded. We ended up selling, we sold a bunch of them at $34.99.95. We ended up selling the final quantities, not even first day of issue, that I had to go into the marketplace and I get, I think at $4,000 and $5,000 and even $6,000. They've sold for as much as $7,000 in the marketplace. I have a little bit of information. This coin, as we stand right here, right now, is rarer than the 2017 W. It is rarer than the 2017 W. Even if they sell a few more of these, which I don't know if they will or won't, I don't know what the number on this coin is. It is still going to be the second rarest. But look at the price at $29.99.95. That, folks, is the key. Now, here's the problem. I have 14 coins. Now, when I did the 17 Ws, $50 gold like this, as it turned out being the rarest gold eagle ever done by the United States government, that $5,000, $4,000, $5,000 that I sold that coin at were not the first day of issues. We'd sold those back in 2017. Those were just additional certified coins. I still have this in first day of issue for 14 people and then 14 people only. And this is basically one of those deals when I said, okay, I'm coming in here 1 a.m., okay, on a Saturday morning. Let's see who's watching of our regular collectors, because our regular collectors understand first $500 off. Gold, I think gold went up $40 today.
Yeah, why are we doing gold
because
on
we
sale?
decided to do this, you know, I was saying, before other things happened out there, before I finally got some mintage figures that I've been waiting for forever on this. This turns out to be rarer than the 70, far rarer than the 18 and the 16 and all of the burnished silver eagles made by, or gold eagles made by the United States government. By the way, this is an ounce of pure gold on top of it. So while the silver eagle that we were talking about was, you know, the silver made up 10% of the value. The gold value on this is well over half the price of the coin, let alone the numismatic part of this, that it's first day of issue, SP70. There's only 23 coins for worldwide distribution. For the 2017, I think we did 150. For the 2018, I got 198. I have 23 of this coin. This is the rarest SP first day of issue, a $50 gold coin that I have ever done in all the years that I've been here. And I've been here since they started making these silver eagles in 2006, okay? I've sold first day of issues of the burnished American silver eagles here at HSN every single year that they've made them, sold every one of them out, and none of them have had a mintage edition anywhere near as low as only 23 coins.
And when you said earlier, condition, 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 it has to be the best condition your money can buy. So if you are just starting to become a coin collector, you want the best condition your money can buy. And this is, again, proof 70. That's the highest standard.
SP70.
SP70, right?
It's slightly different.
Okay, explain.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't do a lot of coin shows. So there's 3 ways that they make a coin. They make a mint state coin, which is oftentimes the coins that you see in circulation. That's designated by an MS. They make proof coins. Those are the ones that have the mirror fields, okay, that we just saw in that proof cigarette. That's designated by a PR. And then they make this coin, which is mint marked and has this burnished or matte finish look, and that's designated by the SP. So in other words, if you look at the 2019 Proof Eagle, this coin is 10 times rarer. If you look at the Mint State American Eagle, this coin is more like 100 times rarer than the Mint State American Gold Eagle. We're down to 12. I have 11. I have fewer than a dozen of these now remaining. So you have to understand what your opportunity is here. And once those are gone, then obviously our first day of issues we can never bring back because they're individually numbered. You know exactly where you stand within the limited edition. So let me go back. First of all, I'm taking $500 off. And understand, this is an ounce of gold. The gold in this coin went up like 50 bucks today. Okay, the gold in this coin went up like 50 bucks today. Gold right now is relatively near all-time highs. I have 10 left now. These could well sell out. I'm going to spend a few more minutes here. This could be the final presentation, the final airing 100% that I have of this coin. So let me explain what this is. It is an American $50 gold eagle, the largest gold eagle made by the United States government. It's 1 ounce of pure gold is contained within the coin. Before you call in, I know it's not made out of 24 karat gold. It's made out of 900 fine, but the coin actually weighs more than an ounce, so that it refines to an ounce of pure gold within the coin. But it's not the proof coin. It's not the mint state coin, both of which we sell for the same exact price. This is the burnished coin, which is literally 10 times rarer. 5, 10, 15, 20 times rarer than ever the proof coin and all. Now add in the fact that given current mintage figures, you're looking at could well be the rarest gold eagle made by the United States government. The rarest gold eagle made by the United States government, certainly in 100 years. So from 1986 on, it's rarer than all of the St. Gaudens gold coins. It's rarer than, I think you have to go back to, what is it, 1861 to find a gold coin that is rarer than this made by the United States government.
We have 8 left.
We have 8 left. And so when you look at the rarity profile of this, and then the fact that I took $500 off in the face of gold going absolutely positively crazy, the fact that, and I'm going to show you, they give you a chance on the 18 here in a minute. There's 198 in that edition. Look at this. This is also the SP coin, and I'm going to give you that here in a second. But this one, because there were so few made, and the ones that we get didn't grade very well, there's only 23. And like I said, I've sold every burnished silver eagle in first day of issue since they've been issued in their year since 2006 here at HSN. Every single one of them sold out, and not a single solitary one of them has an edition anywhere close to 23. They are all 100, 200, 300, 400. We've done editions as high as 600 coins back in back in the day in 2006 and 7 and 8 when these coins first came out. So first of all, the edition is phenomenally and ridiculously low. Then you add on top of that the fact that the coin itself, the mintage on this, and people are saying, so what are you talking about? 100,000 coins, 75,000 coins? Currently, there's about 5,000 of these coins is all that were made. You have to understand, 5,000 coins is a ridiculously tiny number. And an American Silver Eagle, the rarest American Silver Eagle, is the 1995W. They made 31,125 of those coins. That coin in this condition is 10 times as much, 30 grand. This coin, however, instead of having 20 bucks or 15 bucks worth of silver in it, has got an ounce of pure gold contained within this coin, and then rarity that is virtually unprecedented in the entire Gold Eagle series. And I'm not talking about $50 gold coins. You can count in the $5 gold coins, the $10, the $25, count in the Buffalo gold coins. Count in any gold coin that you want to made by the United States government in the last 50 years, and this coin currently is the rarest one of those coins ever made by the United States Mint. Then add in our first day of issue, and many of those coins, dozens of those coins in the $50 denomination will sell for more than $29.95, but will simply absolutely not be rarer than that. I believe we're down to 8 coins, if I'm not mistaken, in the entire edition. There's 8 and only 8 coins remaining. Please take advantage of this. We'll have a very, very quick presentation in the prime time tonight. This is a 100% guaranteed sellout today. This is a 100% guaranteed sellout in the first day of issue, and once it's gone, that first day of issue is gone forever.
So I would get in on this as early as possible. Again, go to hsn.com or give us a call, but this could be maybe the exact coin that you're looking for, the crown jewel of your collection, or maybe you want to start collecting your gold eagles today. Why not start right there?
Looks like
go big or go home.
Someone might have bought all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep you updated.
We'll keep you updated. We'll see how that goes.
677-709. Okay, we've got the 2018. What's the difference?
Just spend a minute here. Just